get ready with me while I tell you about my whole style choice and how it happened and how it evolved. Hi, I'm Nika McLaughlin. I'm an alternative stay-at-home, for now, alternative Christian mom, and I like to share my life. Okay, I've gotten darker and darker as the years have gone. And it's not like I'm like, maybe I am. Maybe I'm a poser. Maybe I'm a poser. But tale to kind of how this has happened and how I've gotten comfortable in my own skin. This used to be a frog, but his eye fell off, so I made him an alien. Back in high school, even earlier, I used to be very intrigued by scary things. Started reading Goosebumps really early. So I've always been intrigued by scary stuff. And the nice thing about like the goth punk aesthetic is you can like express that through yourself. In 6th grade, I started to get bullied really terribly. Just for being ugly. Like that's what it was. Everyone was like, you're ugly. And yes, I was going through like my awkward phase. My chin had like outgrown my face. My nose had outgrown my face. My eyebrows grew like straight across. And I was teased all the time. Like there's never any peace. I was always doing something wrong. I was always being made fun of. When I hit 7th grade, things were a little bit better. Like boys started to have interest in me. But I really didn't have like a style. I really wanted to find one, but I really just didn't have one. And then I started hanging out with my friend whose brother was super, he said he wasn't goth, but like it was definitely like long black hair, would wear trench coats, had combat boots, like not just like combat boots, but like the fancy combat boots that were like $100, those kinds. And I really kind of resonated with that. It just felt really cool. So I started kind of experimenting in 8th grade with, it probably leaned more scene, although I didn't really do the hair. And I really felt good about myself. Again, I started to gain a lot of attention, and for good reasons, or what felt like good reasons, not bad reasons. And then in my freshman year, I decided, you know what, I'm just doing it. I'm just gonna be goth. And I loved it. That was like the happiest I've ever felt with myself ever. Like I just felt good every day that I went to school, felt cute. But of course, because the world's a cruel, cruel place, I was teased then too. And I think that put me into a bit of a panic just because of what I had been through before. So I decided to like look normal and preppy and popular and all the things. And I mean, it was like fine, but it wasn't me. It wasn't the same as being who I was the year before, but I really like refused to fall into that trait. I've also spent a lot of time in Christian circles, and unfortunately, Christian people can be quite judgmental sometimes. Obviously not all the time. But unfortunately I did face some of that back then. And you know, there was a constant, there was again, like, oh, it's again that I'm not good enough. Like, I wasn't good enough in 6th grade and everyone was bullying me. Now I'm not good enough again. So I definitely, like, abandoned my style and stuff. And I was happy, like, I would do fun, quirky things, but it just wasn't the same. And so that was kind of a bummer. Anyway, so then I met my husband out of college, and he's always been very supportive of everything that I wanted to do. So as my style, like, evolved as an adult, totally supportive. I went from kind of just, like, normal human being to very, very wannabe hipster, because that was the thing in 2013, right? Like I would wear the collared tights and the skater dresses, and I always had to curl my hair that one way that hipster girls always had it curled, with like the hat and the scarf and the glasses. I attempted that. Never quite, like, I liked it, but I never quite felt the same as when I was just dressing how I wanted to, which was the dark, kind of wannabe gothic aesthetic. And I was very self-conscious, like, all the time. Let's see, I went kind of normal again, and then I tried to kind of mask this need to express myself with 50s style, which I absolutely love. I do pinup girl competitions sometimes, but it wasn't quite hitting the mark, and it wasn't very comfortable feeling wise. Like, imagine wearing like starchy dresses all the time. It was beautiful, but again, it just wasn't quite hitting the mark. And then I kind of gave up again. And then this last year, I had quite the year. Like, I was pregnant. You know, I've always like loved screamo music, punk music, scary movies, all the things. And there was a guy that I worked with who would just make comments about me all the time, like, or his family would. So like, I heard at one point, oh, Jesus doesn't like your tattoos, which like, you don't know what a person's been through and why they have the tattoos. I have tattoos partially because I went through self-harm as a teenager, you know, dealing with bullying, dealing with not feeling good enough, dealing with other things. And those cover that, and they make me feel like my body's beautiful in a temple again. And I'm not here to argue theology. Like, if you're gonna throw a bunch of Bible verses at me that tattoos are evil, I'm going to delete it, because that's not what I'm here to do. I know my theology. If you know yours, great. I don't want to have that debate. That's not what I'm here for. Some of my other tattoos are like commemorating my pets that like meant everything to me during that time. So it was hurtful to hear that. You know what I mean? Like, it was really hurtful to not hear like, hey, what do these mean to you? Like, what's your thought on tattoos in the Bible? It was, Jesus doesn't want you to have those. So there were just hurtful comments like that, hurtful comments about my personality. At one point, I was told that I was like sarcastic and everyone thought I was mean, which I am very sarcastic and silly, but that's what my students liked about me. That's what I liked about some of my teachers, and I was never like actually mean. Like, I loved my kids, so that kind of destroyed me a little bit too to hear. And then there was another comment made. So I am very passionate on the side, like, you wouldn't know this just knowing me, about safety. Like, I I actually like had a dream for a while to create a school system that would be like foolproof against what would be the correct term on social media, like a school pew-pewing. I don't like saying that. That's so stupid, but that's how TikTok is. I'd like to create a system that protects children, prepares teachers, all of the things. And I had been mentioning like, oh yeah, I'm basically like an expert in safety. And this person's comment to me was, oh, so you obviously like have a past and did some time. No. And in fact, like quite the opposite. Like I've had things happen to me that have made me care about safety and care about being prepared. So it was tons of comments like that. And then I think finally in me, when I got pregnant, something snapped. I was like, I am going to be a mom. I want to show my son that you can be who you are, and that's okay. What I didn't mention was years ago, I've always dealt with not feeling good enough. And I remember I was driving home, and I don't have a whole lot of like experiences with God where he like speaks to me or shows me something. Like I've got a great relationship with God, but it's never like this obvious boom thing for me. I'm not like a prophet or anything weird like that. But he kind of showed me on this drive home. Basically, he said, I made you, I like you. And that always stuck with me. So it made it, at the time, I didn't quite evolve into what I'm doing now, but I was able to take a breath. I can be myself. Like Christianity is not dumb rules necessarily about your fashion sense or what you like. It's about how you treat people and how you put God first, right? So it was really freeing for me. And so fast forward, when I was dealing with all these comments at work, I got pregnant, I'm about to be a mom. I was like, I'm done hiding myself. Like I'm not good enough because I'm a sinner and I need salvation, but it has nothing to do with my personality. It has nothing to do with how I dress. I need to feel whole in myself, like, and in Christ, and I need to be able to put Christ first. And just accepting myself has helped me do that and has helped my relationship with Jesus so much. So I started just being myself, and I've been so comfortable ever since. I feel like it's really helped me shine into motherhood, and it's not like I haven't had this style. I just hinted at it because I, felt embarrassed, but now I don't. I feel like I can be myself, and it's great. And I love that there's this alt Christian community now out there. That's really, really the cool thing too, is like where we're going to church and where we're serving now has been so supportive. I think that times are changing, and it's not everywhere. Like I know there's church hurt. I could tell you tons of stories about church hurt, but I do think people are coming around to like accepting, at least in some circles, people are coming around to accepting people as they are. That's kind of the whole point, like come as you are. And yes, I think there's a point of reverence at church. Like there's, I'm not going to wear like my Art the Killer Clown shirt to church, but I don't feel bad wearing like my skeletons hugging each other shirt, right? Like there's a level of reverence that I'll still respect, but I can be myself, and that's really cool. So yeah, that's kind of my evolution into just kind of feeling comfortable in my own skin and comfortable in what I wear. And it's been great. Like I, don't feel like I have to check myself in the mirror all the time anymore. And, I just feel like I can breathe, and it's really, really cool. So, and I've been so supported by certain circles. And again, like having the alt Christian community here on TikTok has been really, really cool, because I feel, I don't talk a whole lot about my faith. Like that's just not what my social media is about, but it's really cool to see other people, feeling confident in the same kind of clothes and the same kind of music. And it's just really cool. So, all right, I'm gonna finish this because I'm going really, really long, so give me 1 second. Okay, that's my makeup all done. Thanks for getting ready with me. I'm gonna just throw my hair up in a bun because it's like, I even did my makeup lighter than normal because it's just kind of one of those days where it's like, I'm gonna take it easy. But thank you for listening to me ramble on about my fashion sense. I don't know if that was weird or not. If you like hearing about my alternative lifestyle, which really, it's just like a normal human lifestyle, but whatever. Please like and follow. I don't really want to get into the whole TikTok ban thing because I don't know, but if it does get banned, I'll be posting these on shorts on YouTube. So follow me at Nika Bird on YouTube and they'll be there. All right, bye.